Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the portfolio review. I'm recording this back to back, so I haven't had any chance to check your comments, but don't worry, we'll talk about those tomorrow on Monday. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's just go and continue with the guys that we left out on the last video. So let me go here. And the last one that we reviewed was Saksham Upath. No, sorry, it was Josh Tripathi, right? We saw the Desert Eagle. So now we're gonna go with Saksham Upath Hyai. And we have a little note here. Hey, hope you're doing great. I am doing great. It's a very cold weekend over here, but it's very nice. So thanks for making the videos. You're welcome. I'm really happy to do so. I'd love if you could review my portfolio instead of just one art, as I want to know what's your thoughts and opinions about how my progress is and what things we must keep in mind to improve our portfolio. Let's go. I am happy to do that. The 3 a.m. designer. I like that. I like that tag. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff. Let's go to all. It says here, freelance 3D generalist. That's great. And let's start with the very beginning. So it seems to me that a couple of years ago, probably, 2 years ago, you started with illustration, which is good. I mean, this is a like vector illustration, right? I don't know who these guys are. I'm not sure if they're famous or not over there. But they look good. I mean, it's not something like completely out of or like something that I've never seen before, but it's clean, it looks good. You can definitely get a couple of jobs doing that kind of style. And then we start with 3D, and we have this 3D guitar, and you render in Keyshot. There's a lot of things to be desired on this one, I'm not gonna lie, but I know this was probably one of your first 3D models, and I think I've mentioned this one yesterday. There we go. I think I've mentioned this one yesterday. I would strongly advise against uploading every single thing that you do in 3D. And if you want to have like a sort of like progress of you as a 3D artist, make sure you label it as such. So instead of having like, what is it, like 20 or 30 submissions here, maybe combine these 4 things, maybe even this guys right here, combine them into a single like post that says early 3D works, so that people can go check what you did when you were learning and then see how you've been improving throughout the years. I do see here that you also sorry, like to do hard surface stuff with this like cars. It looks a little bit clayish. By that I mean that the topology might not be exactly great, because I can see it, and it looks soft. It looks soft. That's why I mean it looks like clay. But again, this was your first, probably like a year ago. It's fine. Let's go to the next one. This one looks a little bit better. But see how the edges here on your topology are kind of like chewed. That's the kind of thing that you really need to take care of. And the only way you're gonna be able to do that is by having higher poly counts, which I know you did, because then this one, the McLaren, which was again like a year ago, this looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. The render is a little bit iffy. It's like really low quality, which again I would strongly suggest that if you're gonna be doing a render, post the most like hard or like high quality render that you can. This look like 720p or something like that. The topologies here looks great. This is what we're looking for, and yeah, I mean it seems like you know what you're doing, so that's amazing. And then we have this Poseidon's movie interior, which looks good. I mean, it's not bad for an interior. I think a little bit of better detail on those. I've never seen the movie, so I'm not sure if how accurate this is, but the fact that you modeled the whole thing, it's always good. One of the advices that I have for environment people, and it seems like you are focusing a little bit toward, or you're aiming a little bit towards that, is yes, try to do like a really like big environment like this one right here, but then try to focus on small pieces like columns, arches, entryways, like this sort of thing, because if I'm gonna hire you to help me with an environment, and I know that you can do this sort of thing, I know that you can do anything. So I know that eventually if I ask you to do like the whole Poseidon thing, and I give you enough time and money, you're gonna be able to pull it off, because you've shown me on the other elements. Texture wise, this one a little bit iffy on the walls. It's just the same texture overall. So this is the kind of thing, like it looks way cleaner without textures or with just very little minimal textures. So be careful with that. If you're taking the time to do this sort of things, really take the time to polish every single piece. This is, again, I think we've mentioned this one last time. If you're gonna do an environment, make sure you do it right, like pull it all the way to the end. Like make sure you texture the mountain, add a little bit of grass, a little bit of wood fence or something, because the train looks great, but the environment takes away from it. So this is remember on yesterday we talked about the oil lamp that one of your or the other students did. Well, in those cases, like this one, like if you have this canyon, just bring the train here. Like I don't know why you would do this in two separate. Like I know they were two separate projects, right? But yeah, like if you have this very nice train, and you have that very nice canyon that I know you probably didn't model, you probably used Kitbash or something similar, but that's fine. Like just put them together and make sure in the description it says this was Kitbash and this was modeled by me. That's very important. And here the characters, it seems like this is one of your latest projects, 7 days ago. It's not bad. It looks good. It is a little bit weird on the face. Like the proportions of the face look a little bit weird. But the proportions of the body look okay. The dress and everything. I think this is a good character. I wouldn't take it out of the portfolio, but you need to really make sure that you focus on what you want to be, okay, Saksham? So if you want to be an environment artist, do environment. If you want to do a character artist, do characters. If you want to do like hard surface things like robots and stuff, do hard surface, because right now you're all over the place, which is okay. Like there are generals that are good, a little bit good in everything, but you can't be a master at all, right? I think the quote says jack of all trades, is that, and then master of none or something like that. So you can't be a master at characters, hard surface, environments, props, like everything. It's just not possible. It's very difficult. So pick one that you believe is going to be your strong point. Do the other ones as well, but sell yourself or announce yourself to the world as a specific type of 3D artist, because if you want to work for a big studio, you're probably going to be doing something specialized. If, however, you're going to have your own studio or you're going to be working on a small studio, then yeah, knowing a little bit of everything is good. However, I still strongly recommend that you specialize on something. In my case, for instance, I know a little bit of everything, almost everything. I don't know a lot of dynamics and effects, but my specialty is characters and creatures. So I know that if a project comes by, I'm probably going to be focusing on that specific part of the project, and I'll let the other artists do the other things, okay? So this is a good portfolio, good start. Thank you, Saksham, for submitting. Hopefully this has been useful for you, and let's keep moving. So Jabin, Rohit. We have a readme as well, and it says, hey mate, first of all, thanks a lot for taking your time out of your schedule and doing this portfolio reviews. Much appreciated. You're welcome. Please provide some feedback on my work. Currently, I'm not in the industry, and with respect to my current work, I would like to know how far I am from getting a studio job making game characters. Okay, we have an ArtStation link as well. Oh, there we go. And we have a couple pieces here. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. That's very nice. And that's nice. That's nice. Okay, let's see your whole portfolio. Dude, this is great. I mean, this is great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really good. I really don't have much to say. I mean, there's a couple pieces that show me that you've been learning. This one, when was this? A year ago. Okay, if you had this level a year ago and you have this level right now, then you're in a really good shape, man. Like this Art Heroes Likeness program. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great. It's a really nice face here. This mask is really good. Yeah, I think what you're missing now, because you have some very nice strong pieces as individual pieces, and then some that are not as strong. So I'm kind of ignoring anything like down here, like this Pikachu. It's really funny, but yeah, it's a little bit more work. But looking at your recent pieces, like this mask right here, which looks really good. We have a topology. No, we don't have a topology. I'd love to see a topology on that one. Also on this one, I'd love to see a topology on this one. And then what's this? Lemner Artwork Creative, attending Pablo Munoz Gomez. Pablo Munoz Gomez is a great artist as well. Is he from Chile or he's from South America? I'm not sure from where. I'm pretty sure he's not Mexican. But yeah, this is great. A full character. You definitely need to do a full character, kind of like what you did here, but cleaner. I think that would be my main feedback for this like bug guy. He doesn't look as clean as your other pieces. Like I see a lot of noise everywhere, and like the muscles and the anatomy is not super well defined. Like down here, the UV mapping and everything is good, but I would probably define some of the shapes a little bit better, because it seems to be like an alien and a bug. So I'm not sure if he's supposed to have like an exoskeleton or not. The hands need a little bit of work. The brains are looking great. The head is looking great. So yeah, probably doing a clean full character, like a male or a female character, not a creature, because creatures are easy to get away with things. Like you are gonna be able to what's the word, to hide things. So if you don't know anatomy, you can kind of hide things with the creatures, and that's not something that I would advise, right? So having that sort of thing, having that sort of female or male character, like a full character, like a warrior, a princess, like things like that, to show that you know your anatomy properly, that would be great for your portfolio. I would say you're really close. Like if you get 2 more like full character pieces that are at the level of this guy right here, you're gonna be like golden, man. You're gonna be getting a lot of offers, hopefully. So yeah. I mean, great job, Jabin. Great job. Keep it at. Keep working. Siddharth, Taylor, a lot of elements here as well. Let me see. These are all done only on ZBrush. I'm not able to work on Maya or Substance, but we'll be trying to learn both. Okay. Please guide me on the right direction and what to do next, and review some of my work. I will, my friend. I will. Khan the Conqueror. Good hard surface on the helmet. Cloth needs a little bit of work, and the color is not great, but it's not a bad start. This looks good. It's a Batman. I'm not sure what suit. I'm not a huge DC fan, but that's a good progress there. Okay, anatomy definitely needs work. The cloth also needs work. I'm just gonna go through them real quick and then we'll go back. This is really cool. This is super clean. This is like advertisement agencies are looking for this kind of stuff every single day. I've had like a lot of offers, and we've done a lot of commercials in this sort of style, minimalistic sort of style. So this is great. Like that's portfolio ready. This one's funny. This I would say is just like an exercise. I wouldn't use it on my portfolio, to be honest. It's cool, but it needs work. Oh, this is really good, man. That's a nice sculpture. Nice sculpture. Maybe add a little bit more detail in the tail. I can see that you spend a lot of time on the face and on the back, but then you kind of like, I don't want to work anymore on the tail over here. So make sure that whenever you're doing this sort of like detail at this stage, everything has to have the same amount of quality. You can't leave a part of an object like in a bad situation. The pose is nice. Squid Games, great show. The mask looks really good. Did you use the Pavlovich method? Because that looks really cool. The shirt definitely needs work. It looks a little bit plasticky, not like cloth. Cool. Okay, flash. Batman. This one looks really good. Except for the pose that's a little bit too stiff. It looks really good. My only question would be, did you use a base mesh or did you do this from scratch? If you use a base mesh, that's fine. However, remember that if you don't know how to do it from scratch, it's always good to have that skill in case you are gonna have to do a character that does not have a base mesh, that has like a very weird anatomy or something. So that's good. This one's funny. It still needs, again, a little bit of work. It's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to know when you did which one, like which one is newer or not. But it seems like you have a really good understanding of ZBrush, so that's really cool. That's a great robot. That's nice. This is really nice. This is a very strong portfolio piece as well, like this guy right here. Yeah, man. I mean, if you want my advice, I would need to ask you what kind of job you want to get. With what you have right now, the only one that I would like go for would be like a ZBrush concept artist. There's a lot of people that do concept art in ZBrush for mechanical stuff and stuff, or in organic stuff. One of my teachers, his name is Jared Krichevsky. He does a lot of concept art for the film industry, and he works exclusively in ZBrush and Keyshot. Like, he knows Maya and stuff, but most of the stuff that he produces, he did the designs for Mechagodzilla. He did the designs for like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple of years ago, and is this guy right here, super cool dude. And he's a concept designer, so he's not gonna be doing production ready models. He's just gonna be doing concepts. So if that's a job that you want to have, there's not a lot of spots. Like there's usually just like 1, 2, or 3 guys. While in production, there's a lot of people. But it's a really cool job to have. Being a concept designer, you need to be really good at ZBrush, be able to create this sort of stuff, so that then the production artists can come in and make sure that this works in film, right? So that's kind of like the job that you could get by only being pro at ZBrush, and you already have a really good understanding of ZBrush, so that's something that you could start looking forward to. However, most of the jobs out there are for production, so you definitely need to learn either Maya, Blender, or any other like main production package, because you need to learn about retopology, you need to learn about UVs, you need to learn about proper texturing inside of Substance Painter, you need to learn about optimization either for film or for games. That would be, I would say that would be the direction that I would recommend for you if you want to keep going as a character artist. Like, you need to know how to bring this into a production ready model, or convert whatever you're doing here into a production ready model. But that's a great portfolio, Siddharth. You're in the right path, my friend. I can definitely tell you that. Josh Gufta, and he mentions here texturing, so I guess that's exactly what you want me to give you feedback on. And this is okay, cool. I like this one. I already have a couple of things that I'm gonna mention. But this is a good texturing job. Like, this is exactly what you see in film, what you see in video games. This is a great texturing job. I know that you didn't ask for modeling critiques, my friend, but I'm gonna give you something that's super obvious and super simple. The buttons. You wouldn't be able to press these buttons. There's no thing to go inside of the button, right? Like the little hole where the button sits, and you press the button, there's nothing. So you model this straight out of the box, and that makes it an unusable button. So, like, unless it's like a touch button or something, but with this kind of technology, I don't think it is. Yeah, like, I would definitely model the little like bevel going in, or definitely like the hole, so that you could like actually move it and push it in. The texture is great, man. Like, this sort of like detail, the metal edge wear, the rust, everything looks really good. I'll probably add a little bit more, like, not rust, but like dirt in here, like dark dirt, because right now the transition is really clean. So maybe a little bit of extra texture on there. And yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is great. This is a great looking texture. Now, also remember, when you get this metal edgeware, you don't get it everywhere. So think about it logically. Like, would it make sense for me to get damage on this inner thing that's protected by this other part? No. So that means that we are not gonna have as much edgeware over there. This one that's a little bit more like outwards facing, then yeah, on that one you would definitely get a little bit more edgeware. So make sure that you give it a little bit of thought on where you want your metal edgeware to be, which I know you did it here, because we don't see any metal edgeware in here. But there's a couple pieces like this one, like this inner side, maybe not as much. Just play around with the metal edgeware to get more variation. This like panel breaks, those are great, man. Those are great. So congratulations, Josh. That's great. It's a nice, very nice little piece there. Farhan Warsi, Star Wars AT-AT Walker. Let's take a look. Great. A lot of people do Star Wars fan art because it's so like iconical, right? This looks great, man. Yeah, this looks good. I would be curious about the topology, and it does seems like you uploaded your element here. Let me see. Oh, but it's all in, okay, complete. Let me see if I can I download this one only? Nope. Let me try and download everything then. Yeah, because I mean, this is a great model. I had a student which later became one of my artists here in the studio, and a teacher as well. Oh, there's a virus. It detected a virus. I know there's not a virus there, man, but I don't think Google is gonna let me download it. Well, I trust you didn't try to send a virus my way. So we're gonna keep it like this then. Yeah, I would like to see a wireframe render of this and see if we get a nice if we have a nice position, which is not super necessary for this kind of assets, because this guy's usually gonna be on the background, like walking with a nice texture and stuff. But yeah, it says there that you did do UVs, so texture it, give it some nice grime, some nice dirt, some nice rust and stuff, and get it in a nice environment. Like, it could be a simple environment, just like snowy mountains, like in the films. And this is going to be a great portfolio piece, because it's very recognizable, and you did a great job on matching most of the surf, or the source and the panels. Like, I don't see anything that looks like a bad geometry. So this is great. This is great, Farhan. Sorry that I couldn't open that. Faiz Khan, Fantasy Dagger. Okay, so it has a lot of the processes over here. We have a letter, yay! No worries. The Marvelous course, I was really happy with that course. It was a really nice one. I really enjoyed doing it for you guys. Great, great. This is great, man. Ooh, I like this. I haven't seen any renders like this in a long time. I love fantasy weapons. I haven't done a fantasy weapon in a while, but I love this one, man. Super clean. Super, super clean. Yeah, that looks great, man. That looks great. Oh, these are PSDs. Okay, we have a turntable. Let's see. Yay. Do we have full HD? Yes, we do. Amazing work, man. Amazing, amazing work. This is great. This is amazing. Super clean, super nice. I always recommend my students to try their hand at a weapon. If anyone is watching this, and hopefully a lot of people are, this is a great portfolio piece because it's simple to do. You should take probably like a week to model, texture, and render this thing. And as you can see, you're gonna get a very nice, presentable result that anyone can. Like, this is a little bit higher poly, I think. Do we have the blender? No, the render. Okay, we do have the scene if we want to see it. Okay, we don't have the M view. Let's see. For those of you that haven't seen our Marmoset course, Marmoset has this thing called a Marmoset viewer, which is this thing right here, which allows it kind of like combines your textures and your objects in a single little file, and you can embed this into ArtStation and in the internet. So it's really, really good. And the reason why I want to see it is I want to see the topology. Great topology. Oof, beautiful. Beautiful topology, my friend. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Hopefully you already have a job, man, because I mean this looks like a really, really clean piece. And if not, do a couple more of this and you're gonna be able to get one job like fairly easy because you clearly know what you're doing and you're doing a great job here. Like look at the variation in the albedo. Like this is what we're looking for. This sort of like variation. Let's take a look at the normal maps, because this is another thing that people are gonna be like analyzing. People tend to be very, very, what's the word? Okay, I've already noticed a little bit of an error here, but I'll show you how to fix it. People tend to be very like hard on the portfolio pieces. They like really nitpick stuff, and once you're in production, there's a lot of things that get overlooked because there's just not enough time. But yeah, so here what happened, man, is you did your bakes, and since this piece was on the same element, it baked itself onto this detail right here. So you might have been able to see how we have that little effect right there, and that's definitely a no. So that, I mean, aside from a great piece right here, this is definitely something that I would fix. How would I fix it? Do it as two separate pieces, like do the bakes and the texturing as two separate pieces, and then at the end combine it, so that when you do the bakes on the cord here, you don't get this projected onto this like talon or bone or fang or whatever that is. Because yeah, otherwise you're gonna get that sort of effect. So sometimes you do want to do that exploded view. If you have a Marmoset course, there is a way. There's one when we did, what was it? Trying to remember which object it was. I think it was the hydrant. And on the hydrant exercise, I show you how you can actually have like separate bakers inside the same bake. So separate like subgroups, so that this does not happen, because it seems like everything was in the same mesh and that's why it got projected. So check that out. If not, just do it as two separate files first and then just combine them. That also works. But this is a great piece, man. This is a great piece. I'll have to print this thing out and have it as a collection. It's a great dagger. So thank you, Faiscan. And we're at the last three. We're at the home stretch now. Oh my god. So let's go with Vishnu Mulik. Vishnu Mulik has a portfolio link here. Thank you, Vishnu. Leave me a message next time. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. Okay. So yeah, this is great to see the progression as well. Japanese alley. Very blocky, very simple, but this was done 2 years ago, so understandable if you were just starting. This is your profile pic, so that means that you're really proud about this one, which is great. I like it. I mean, it's not bad. It definitely needs a little bit more texture work because it seems like everything was done in ZBrush with polypaint, which is fine. But yeah, okay, this is the concept. That's cool. But this one's really good, man. This one's really, really good. You posted this 3 days ago, so this is your newest piece. This is what we're talking about. Like this is a very nicely presented element. You have a lot of very nice hard surface. You have a lot of very nice detail. The wood looks really good. The damage looks really good. So So if you're not in the 3D industry yet, like if you're not working at that studio, this is the quality you want to achieve. Like this is the level that people are looking for. This one, for instance, 14 days ago, I mean, the prop is good. I would definitely like scratch it up a little bit more, just a little bit, unless it's a clean render. I mean, you can have clean renders, but I would do like a clean render and then like a scratch render, and that also works very nice. So you do know you do seem to know what you're doing. You have good bakes and good models. Just keep working at it. It seems to me that you want to be an asset artist, because I don't see a lot of character work yet. So if that's what you want to do, I would strongly recommend try to do a hard surface asset like this one, and then a soft asset like a sofa or like a I don't know, like a bed or something, and then do like a little bit of environment assets, and then do a little bit of like guns and stuff. Like having a variation on the kind of assets that you can do will really open up opportunities for you, my friend. So congratulations, Vishnu. You're in the right path. Keep going. Keep going. Juan Jose Salazar Morales. Are you one of my students here in Mexico? Your name sounds very, very Mexican, but I can't remember if you're one of my students. Let's see. Or are you from Spain? Oh, you're from Manizales, Colombia. Great, great. Okay, so I'm curious. You have these guys right here, but you don't have them down here. Where are they? Because these are really good. Like this one's really good. This one is good. The proportions are a little bit off. The head it's way too big for the body. And this one as a stylized character is also good. Are they here? No, that skull is good. That skull is good. Goku, I know. Dragon Ball is like super famous here in Latin America. Hair needs a little bit of work. The modo is great. The shape of the character is not bad. That was 7 months ago. Okay. Stylized girl. Is this Bulma? Oh no, it's stylized artwork by Hicham Hafshi. Awesome concept art. Okay. Oh, it's this one right here. Yeah. So as you can see, this one's a little bit more slim. And you definitely need to take care of the proportion over there, because it is close. It is close. But for instance, like the suit, it's a little bit more baggy, so it's gonna fall a little bit more, and have like bigger wrinkles. But it's getting there. It's getting there. Also, the knee pads a little bit more detail, like the panels. But yeah, it's getting there. It's a nice concept. And then Atsuko whip. Real character Atsuko. Is this from Pablo? I think Pablo Munoz did a tutorial on this girl, right? Does he have a masterclass on that one? That guy is really good as well. His work is really stellar. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to me that you want to be a character artist, based on what I'm seeing here, Juan Jose. So you're in the good track. You do have the proper idea of where to go. Busts are really good to practice. Now, one thing that's really important, and I know that you're doing it on this one because I saw the topology, it's really important that you show that you know how to do the conversion to a production-ready character, because just doing a ZBrush concept, it's good, but any studio head must see that you know how to convert this into a character that can be used either in a game or in a film. And it seems like you're learning, you're in the right track. Keep on pushing, my friend. You're doing really well. And I think that's it. We're just missing Achilles Negi. Let's go. Have a little note here. Your art station. Perfect. Let's open it up real quick. What do we have here? We have an AK-47. Looks really clean. Looks really nice. Yeah, I think we have the same issue that we talked about a couple of students back with the metal edgeware. Make sure that metal edgeware is not present everywhere. It doesn't make sense to have metal edgeware in areas that are not going to be weird, or that are not going to be hit by an object or by other things. So clean those up. Make sure that it's not like overall, because anyone can add a metal edgeware, but not anyone can like precisely place that metal edgeware on the parts that you need them the most. I think that's going to be really good. The bakes look great. The form looks great. The proportions look great. Oh, that wood scratch right there. Very nice. This, I think it's a normal map. I can see it because it's kind of difficult to see whether it's going up or down. That's the kind of thing I would probably model. Like I would use a couple more elements to model it. And we also have a scene. Great. Make sure to rename your scenes. See, 2 of you have the exact same name, so if you send it to me, then it's difficult to know which one is which. So it's always important to rename your scenes. There we go. Let's take a look at topology. So 16,000 triangles, that's fine. That's normal for a gun like this. This is great, man. This is a game ready asset. Yeah, so see, I can see the hole right there. I would definitely use geometry, like in the same way you did these things. Just a couple of extra geometry here, triangles, just a little cylinder, like a 12-sided cylinder, because it's such a it is a big change in silhouette. Like when you see it from here, having the shadow there would really help with the whole thing. This trick right here with triangles, great. That's something that we use and do a lot. And yeah, everything looks great, man. It looks really good. I love guns like this. Makes 3D look super easy, right? Even though I know it took you, it probably took you quite a bit. And again, here's where people would like nitpick and go into the normals, and try to see whether you manage to have clean normals everywhere, which it seems like you do. It does seem like you do. Like I don't see any like weird normal maps being projected anywhere, so. Oh, you even added that thing. That's a great detail, man. That's a great detail. Congrats on that detail, man. Like that's the kind of thing that not everyone would add, because they just like don't think that this thing will be moving and it would scratch the surface. So congratulations, man. That's great. This is great. And that's it, guys. This is the final model. So with this, we close this session, this portfolio review sessions. We were able to get through all of you guys. I know that the videos went a little bit long. We went almost to 40 minutes yesterday and 30 minutes today. But hopefully you guys found this review helpful. If you did, then remember, in 2 more weeks, we're going to have another one. For all of you that did not submit anything, you were afraid, you were not sure if you were good enough, don't worry. We're seeing all sorts of levels here. We have some very advanced artists and some very new artists. So it really doesn't matter what your level is. My goal with this series is to help you guys see what kind of things you need to figure out and to work on, so that you get better pieces out there and get a job. There's a lot of jobs out there, and I want all of you guys to be successful in this industry. So yeah, keep the jobs coming, keep the works coming. For all of you that submitted to this time around, if you want me to check something again in 2 weeks, just work on the feedback that I just gave you and resubmit it. I don't mind going back and seeing the same things, as long as they've been improved and we can see a nice render for all of us. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow we start with a small project. And by the way, I forgot to mention this. Nah, I'll mention it tomorrow. You guys probably know what I'm gonna say, but I'll mention it tomorrow so that you guys see it at the beginning of the video. That's it for today, guys. See you back tomorrow. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and have a good one. Bye-bye.